Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing making a bubu that has a built up neck and also a stand at the side. So the first thing we are going to be doing is to draft everything on a pattern paper. I have 5 yards of lace here. Now the first thing we are going to be doing is to measure the length of the gown. So we are working with a length of 61. So I'm going to be measuring the length of 61 on my pattern paper. So this is a full tape 61. So I'm going to be measuring that down. So I have marked the full length of the gown. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to place my measurements. So the first thing I'll be doing is to measure the shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is I'm working with a shoulder of 18. 18 divided by 2 gives me 9. So I'm placing my 9-inch measurement here. Then I'm giving a shoulder slope of 1 inch. Then I would come down by 9 inches for the armhole. Then I'll mark this 9 inches here again so that the shoulder line, the armhole line will be straight. And after that, I'm going to be marking the bust measurement here. So the bust we are working with is 45. 45 divided by 4 is 11.25, approximately 11.3. So I'm going to be adding 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So this is it, making it 12.3. Now, for the shoulder to waist, I have 17 inches. So this is 17 inches being marked here. Now the round waist is 42. 42 divided by 4 gives me 10.5. Then I'm going to be adding 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'm connecting. From the waist, I'm going to come down by 9 inches. On this 9 inches, that is where I'm going to be measuring the hip measurement. The hip of 48 divided by 4 gives me 12, plus 1 inch for sewing allowance gives me 13. And that's how I'm going to connect it like this. And then I'm going to measure that 13 straight down to the end of this fabric. So I'm marking the 13 inches first before I would use my ruler to connect it. So having done that, the next thing I'll be doing is to come to the neck part. I'm going to be drafting the front and the back together on this pattern paper. Now for the neck width, I'm marking 4 inches for that. I'm marking 4 inches for the neck width. Then for the depth for the back, I am marking 1 inches, and then I'll connect. Still the same way, I will come down for the front by 9.5, and I'll connect it like this. So this neck depth serves for the front, while this neck depth serves for the back. Then I'll connect it to my shoulder slope. Having done that, the next thing I'll be doing is to get the middle of this armhole, which is 4.5, then go in by half, and I'm going to be connecting. Now this one I went in by half serves for the front. The one I will not go in by half, which is this one, serves for the back. Having done that, we can see that our gown is almost ready. Now to the main style, I'll come to this middle of this shoulder immediately after this neck, and here I have 5 inches remaining. So I'm going to divide 5 inches into 2, which is 2.5. Then I'm going to come to the waist area. I'm going to go inward by the bust point to bust point to give me the darts. So I'm using 4.5. So automatically from there, from the center front, I'm marking 4.5 straight down to the ending of this gown. So I will mark the 4.5 straight down to the hemming part of this gown. Then what I will do is to use my ruler to connect it. So I will just keep connecting it like this. Now, when I get back to this waist, I'll connect it to the middle of this shoulder. As you can see that I have drawn the dart line. So all I'll have to do is on this waistline, I'll do my dart intake of ½ inch on both sides. I'll take ½ inch on this side, take ½ inch on this side, and I'm going to be connecting. Now this dart that I took, I'm going to come to this side and I'm going to replace it back. So that way by the time I cut it out, it doesn't short from this side. Having done that, at this part of the shoulder, I usually would like to come up by ½ inch and then slope it back in, just in case there is a shortage while sewing. You don't have to worry yourself about it. The next thing I'm going to be doing now is to cut out this pattern. So let's cut together. So I'll be cutting the back part first. So that is why you see me cutting this armhole out first. And then I'll cut this. Then I'll come to this line that I drew at the middle, which is the dart line. I'm going to open up. So having cut this and this, I'll get to this part of the shoulder slope. I'll cut and I would open the neck. Remember that we are cutting the one for the back first. So having successfully cut this, I'm going to transfer to my fabric. I've placed the back pattern and I'm about to cut now. So I'm not adding allowances now because when I was drafting the pattern, I did add all the allowances I needed to add. Now this fabric is on fold and I'm just cutting straight down for the back. So I've cut this part and I'll cut the other part of it. So I've cut the back part of this now. For the front one, I am going to now trim out this other part of the armhole. Remember that I cut one pattern for the front arm. Now for the front part, I'm going to cut out this part and cut exactly what I cut for the back now for the front, for the side front too. So I've cut the side front and I'm going to lay it aside. So the next one we are going to be cutting is the center back. Remember that for the center back, I made the neck 4 by 1. So while cutting the center back, I am going to be adding my zip allowance at the back. I'm just going to be adding an allowance of 1 inch for the back while cutting the back. So I've cut the back of this and I've added the zip allowance. So I'm going to lay it aside. And now I'm going to come to the neck now, and I'm going to mark out this V that I marked for the front initially. So I'm going to cut it out now. In cutting the front, I need my fabric to be on fold. And I'll take this V part to the folded parts. And then I'll start cutting. So after cutting this, I'm going to take the back one. So I'm done with cutting the center front now. I'm going to take the center back. I'm going to take the center back, and this neck part, I will give a distance of like say 3 inches or 2 inches, and then start fixing the zip at the center back. The reason why I'm putting that distance because I'm going to close it up, because I need to fix my collar round without the zip interrupting. Then I'm going to close the center back first, fix my zip, then I'll show us the next step to go. So I have fixed the zip for the back. I fixed the zip. Then if you notice, the zip started after about 2 inches. Then the zip now started. So I fixed the zip for the back. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to assemble all the fabrics together. So now I have my center front, I have my center back, I have my side back, and I have my side front. So what I'm going to be doing right now is to take this center back and the center front. I'm going to join them together on the shoulder. Let me pin that first. I'm going to join the center back and the center front on the shoulder. After joining it, I'll lay it aside. Then I'll take the this is the front part, the side fronts. I'll take each part of the side front, and I'll take each part of the side backs, and I'll join them too on the shoulder. So I'm taking this side front together to join on the shoulder, this other side front together to join on the shoulder, then this center front and center back to join on the shoulder. Then we'll come to talk about fixing the stand or cape. Or join all the shoulders together. I've joined this shoulder together, and I've done it for every part of this fabric. So I'm going to lay these fabrics aside for now. Now we're going to talk about the stand. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have a separate fabric now, and I'm going to take out one of this. Now I'm going to take out one of this. This is the front, this is the center front, this is the side front. You see that I've joined them all together. I'm going to measure from the hemming part of the front to the hemming back parts of the back, to the hemming parts of the down part of the back, because this cape I'm going to put is going to start from the down part of the front and end at the down part of the back. So for this stand, I'm actually using the measurement of 8 inches. So when it's unfold, it becomes 1. So I'll lay it by this side and put this on top and sew it so it can fall like this. What I will do is I will take this is 8 inches, folded into 2 is 4 inches. I will lay it from the hemming part of this one, of this side, and place this on top and sew together to the hemming part of the back. And then I will repeat it for the other side, then close the side and fix my pocket. When I fix my pocket, I'll fix the sleeve, and then we'll talk about the built up collar. The gown is ready. Everything is ready about the gown aside from the neck. So what I'm going to do now is to measure from here, the center back, to the front, the neck measurement that I have here. So if I should measure, what I have in total is 17 and a half. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 17 and half. So I have 17 and half. The next thing I'll be doing is to fold it into 2. When I fold it into 2, I'm going to be giving it a V shape. Then I have to determine the height I want it to have. I don't want it to be too high, so I think I'm okay with 2.5 inches. Make sure that the lace are sitting very well. So this is 2.5 inches. Then I can do that my triangle very well now. Now after doing that, I'm going to open this like this, and I'm going to sew straight up to like say 2 or 3 inches, and then it's going to come like this. After I'm done sewing, then I'll be sewing it round the neck. But first of all, let me go and sew up this place, because if we watch the video, we'll notice that we have lace mouth around it. So I'll sew here first. Let me use about 3 inches. After sewing about 3 inches, I'll come back to the table and we'll talk about how to make the lace mouth show. So when I finished, I turned it and I top stitched round. Now like this, I can actually go and sew it round the neck, but because I wanted to have lace mouth, I have my lace mouth here already. So I'm just going to take the lace mouth and top stitch it round, and top stitch it round the neck. After top stitching it round the neck, then I would go ahead and sewing it round the neck of the bubu. I'm going to show us the final outcome. So I've fixed the neck now, the collar, or the built up collar or built up neck. So you can see that I top stitched the lace mouth round the first one, so that here the lace mouth will be showing here, and I'll just go and give it a good press and place it on the mannequin for you to see the final look. So, and I put some slits here for easy movement. So if this is your first time, please kindly subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for staying glued to this channel. Take care till next time. Bye.